Hi everybody, good afternoon, Dr. John Hayes, and welcome once again. It's midday from the office in between patients, and today I'd like to continue the discussion we've had over the last week, and that is talking to doctors and patients together. And this is a particularly pertinent article that actually shows up in Medscape online, and I'll post the link for you later. But I think it's a really important article, and I think it's a very important discussion to have, especially given the discussions that we've had in the last month or so about both the benefits and the possible detriments of Facebook, Google, social media, etc. on health in general. So here goes. And I'm reading, so I apologize for not looking you straight in the eye. So the title of the article is Social Media Making Us Sick? And it reads just like this. It's dated May 13th, 2019. Early this year, a darling of social media announced that she was quitting Facebook because she believed it was, quote, a public health threat, close quotes. Even though Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Democrat from New York, had relied extensively on social media to get elected, she more recently concluded that it contributes to increased isolation, depression, anxiety, addiction, and escapism, close quotes. The article goes on to say she's not alone. Last year, the American Academy of Pediatrics published updated guidelines endorsing universal screening for depression in children aged 12 years or older, and Colleen Kraft, MD, past president of the AAP, told Medscape in an interview she believes social media plays a role in the increased rate of suicide amongst adolescent girls. Okay, very, very serious intonation for sure. So here's the drill. We've spoken about this before. We've spoken about the distinct advantages that social media can have. I mean, look at this. We're, communicating amongst thousands of people together, which I think is awesome. But the problem is, you go anywhere in this day and age, and what are adults and children glued to almost continuously? Their devices. Okay, it's a problem. There's no question. Because it gets overdone time-wise. It's not good for us physically. It's not good for our eyes. The other issue, too, is that from a psychological perspective, let's face it, a lot of crap is out here on the internet. There's no mistake, there's a lot of good stuff too, but there's just a lot of crap. And unfortunately, when the focus is on so much of stuff, so to speak, that is in reality meaningless, and or a bigger issue for younger people or people who may have, just having a rough time in life, social media, unfortunately, can create false expectations for all of us. I mean, you look at the beautiful people, so to speak, and that's not a slight, because these are terms that have been used before, but you look at people that you may aspire to and you think, oh my God, she's so good, her life is so good, or he's so awesome, for guys in particular, he's got all these girlfriends, or whatever the case may be. The issue is that it does create unhealthy expectations, even amongst adults, because of the sheer amount of time that's done. All right, so there are a couple answers, and this is one of the things that I've wrestled with because I do a lot of web, as you know, have done for years, between videos, video training, video conferencing for doctors, and now being with patients as well, managing various social media outlets or helping to manage them, whatever the case may be. So I came up with a solution that worked really well for me. I recently had a very, very disturbing thing happen to me personally where I had a breakdown of some social media online where we were trying to, fix our platforms. Something wasn't working right, and it was a rainy day, and I just totally got lost in my devices for like 7 hours. And by the time I finished, it's like, oh my God, what in God's name just happened to me? I was like petrified. I was like, this is just not healthy. I physically felt ill. And so what I did is this, the very next day, is I took my phone and I put a setting in there so that even though I manage a lot of sites or oversee a lot of things online, I'm now only allowing myself 1 hour per day maximum across all my devices to deal with social media. I mean, that's everything. That's, looking at comments, making sure things are running, looking at questions from doctors, patients, etc. 1 hour per day. And believe it or not, we've been on this now for over a week and it's worked out very, very well. And I'm going to suggest you do the same, okay? So the takeaway is this. There's a lot of good of social media, but unfortunately, it's being abused, no question about it. And we have to be concerned about our children. We have to be concerned about those who are unwell, and we have to set a better example. As doctors in particular, I believe we have a duty to help people, and this is our way of helping, okay? Also, if you have any questions on this, if you have concerns on this, if you have things that you may have found work for you or work better for you, besides simply shutting off the phone and walking away. You know, I know one of the things that I've had to do in my office for years, literally, is to make sure that my keys and my phone are together in another room, because I cannot have any of that potential distraction, you know, during the day when I'm with patients especially. And the other issue too is that with phones in particular, I think one of the most disturbing things is that when people don't disable their devices, when they go, for example, let's say to a doctor's office, okay, to allow your phone to ring, to allow your phone to interrupt an important conversation, or to have a phone that's constantly sending you messages about this and that, the vast majority of which is absolute BS, you can eliminate it, okay? You spend 15 minutes on your device today, turn off all the notifications. When you're not using your device, put it away, shut it off, okay? There's a very, very big benefit to disengaging and just using social media for its most powerful usage, which I believe is as a tool, okay? So as always, I hope you find this helpful. If you like the direction that this conversation is going, in other words, educating doctors and patients at the same time, we like it. We think it's going to be, honestly, a big benefit to everybody out there. We'd love to hear from you. All right, thanks so much, and we'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.